Hello and welcome back to the TGG Guilds campaign, doing level 3, and we start with 5 coffers. I think I've seen this in one of the dailies. Alright, so we've got infirmary trashing and we've got farrier, so there's like a lot of overpay stuff that we could immediately take advantage of. The draw is like a herald smithy thing. Maybe you also mix an advisor or journeyman. And I mean, the infirmary trash thing it's got to be that, right? I guess it's just a question of how many coffers we want to spend. We don't really want to trash like all 4 of the coppers down there. But if we want to guarantee that we trash all 3 estates, we do need to draw 5, which means we need to overpay by 5, which means we would spend all 5 of our coffers. Which I guess would be fine. Infirmary is you may trash, so like if we wanted to go from there into, I mean, maybe that's not that important. To make sure that we trash all the estates. I mean, and this is some real donate stuff. Yeah, like if we overpay by 5, we end up trashing 3 estates and 2 coppers. And we're down to 5 coppers in infirmary. The next turn we could play infirmary and we'd probably buy footpad. Like we'd be guaranteed to hit 5 off of it, and then like storing up the coffers off of footpad will give us some flexibility going forward, and then we can start getting heralds and then get back to trashing with infirmary. What's the alternative, really? The alternative would be like overpay by 4 and just assume that we're going to hit the estate, and then we're down to like 6 coppers, and then if we see infirmary, we still get to play the infirmary and draw and trash, but we get to keep a coffer. How valuable is that really, though? Probably not that valuable. I think we just go all in. Did they do the same thing? Oh, they had 4 cheaters. Oh, damn it. Well, crap. Let's go ahead and get the herald. And another one. Barrier's not going to be so useful here, I guess, because, you know. At some point it's correct to not trash Hopper, but I don't know if we're at that point. It'd be nice to be able to afford, like, to stonemason for heralds, for example. which we won't be able to do this turn. But we could do next turn if we don't trash copper. It's going to be tricky to ramp our payload back up. But at least Stonemason for Herald like gets us like a little bit of acceleration on like gains. And then like in theory we could like Stonemason footpad for Heralds and then like regain the footpad or something. I don't know if we probably. Anyway, I think we don't trash. Barrier. We could take a smithy. We want to do that? We could also take a bureaucrat, play it once, get a silver, and then stonemason it to merchants. That's actually a little tempting. I'm gonna do it. Alternatively, we just stonemason the bureaucrat immediately. Alright, I guess we discard the coppers. I'm just thinking about what happens if we end up heralding into stonemason. Yeah, okay. Or we could go into merchant silver. Oh, right. That is how that works, isn't it? I wasn't even thinking about that. Alright, now we're gonna resume trashy business. Yeah, the fact that stonemason actually draws cards, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's pretty excellent. It kind of makes me want to stonemason for footpad, or maybe footpad journeyman, so we can like stonemason 5 costs. To more 4 costs. Let's do it. Well, dang. Are we guaranteed to see? We have 2 coppers. We discarded one of them, so this is the other one. So we have silver down there, stonemason, another herald. I think we gotta play the journeyman. Damn it. No! Shit. I went about as poorly as it could have. Oh, I should have gained... Maybe we do want Advisor and not Smithy just because it's non-terminal? Alright, getting another stonemason seems a little ambitious at this point. We can also stonemason like advisors into merchants. Same with smithies. I guess at some point we do need to take farrier. We can get that off of stonemason too. But yeah, I don't really want a third stonemason in my deck. I think I'm going to take another advisor. Uh, Think like that. They trashed a herald. That's insane. Alright, let's do journeyman. Gain advisor. We just do double advisor and plan to stonemason and advisor into like merchant farrier or something. Or we could just guarantee that we don't get screwed out of it. Take the farrier now. It's probably safer. Maybe we should just trash copper here and not get cute with it. Okay. Now we probably want to add another 5 cost because you trashed the journeyman. Guess I'll make it a footpad. We do have plus buy. We could go farrier footpad. It is nice to have extra plus buy in the deck, I think. These gold buys. I mean, I guess you can stonemason golds in the duchies. That's like the one thing. That last card is our other stonemason. Or, okay. So we're gonna turn advisor into double merchant. We're getting to the point where we could actually make use of another stonemason. In fact, maybe I should have taken one there. What would we stonemason for? More footpads, I guess. Really should get started on greening here. Those are getting quite low. Okay. We have 3 stonemasons. We could surely use that to empty piles. And then we need province estate. I mean, what if we stonemason into stonemasons? Stonemason into stonemasons 3 times. Like we could stonemason the infirmary into stonemasons at the very least. All of our heralds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think we have one more down here. There it is. Okay. So how do we do this? How many merchants do we have in play? 3? We have 5 coins right now. Okay. And plus however many footpads we play. We'd have to play all 3 to be able to afford province estate. Maybe we can stonemason into that. If we trash it, we can trash advisor. Like advisor to farriers, advisor to stonemasons, footpad to stonemasons. So we have 4 stonemason plays on 2 advisors and 2 footpads. And that empties farriers and stonemasons and gets us 2 estates. And then 1 footpad. Oh no, then we're a coin short. But we could gain like a copper to get the province. Right? So we go advisor to or we could also take another merchant, I guess. Or another silver. Advisor to Silver Farrier, Advisor to Stonemason Farrier, Footpad to Stonemason Stonemason, Footpad to Stonemason State. Yeah, that was quite something with the footpad stuff and stonemason. I didn't really identify that interaction at the beginning of the game, but stonemason's a good enough card. I would have wanted it anyway. And it's not really like, I mean, at the end there, I guess the interaction was pretty key to having enough stuff to go through, but mostly it wasn't, right? It was like most of this draw that I had at the end wasn't even needed. Only a little bit of it was. But I mean, still, a little bit is more than none. So I mean, it still mattered, obviously. But like the point is, like, you would still be trying to do something similar even without that. You would just have to work a little bit harder for it. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of get the gold thing where you're like, I want to be able to stonemason to duchies, but oh right, they trashed a herald. I was like, wait a minute, I thought I didn't win the herald split. Well, I didn't, but yeah, I don't know why they lowered piles so much when their deck was really not that strong. Also, they should have built a stronger deck, but yeah, and I might have even underplayed this. Like, I stopped at 2 stonemasons kind of early when I was like, well, you know, I don't want to herald into stonemason too many times and whatever. But then, like, I think I hit the point where it was like, no, actually, you should be adding stonemasons again, like, earlier than I actually reacted to that being the case. So yeah, that was I like, possibly my deck could have done more if I had been more on top of that balance. So like, let me see where that was. All right, so this is the turn where we overpaid for stonemason first. The bureaucrat thing is funny. I don't know. Maybe that was incorrect, but it. I mean, as it turns out, we could have just gained an advisor, right? Instead, but I didn't know. Like, if we'd hit the bureaucrat and gotten the silver that way, that would have been all right too. Anyway, so we did another overpay here. And then we didn't do it. And then we didn't do it. And then we did it again. And I think this turn here, we could have done an overpay. Although, I guess we did want to get the plus. But I think maybe I just took the barrier because I had the 2 coins. Yeah, probably we should have taken like stonemason for double footpad or footpad journeyman this turn. Possibly even I was just wrong not to overpay this turn. I could see that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Next up, we will be doing level 4. So until then.